going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 25 of our Atalanta career mode, and today we are doing the end of season roundup, and of course, we're going to go through how everything went, you know, all that sort of stuff. But you've been with me this whole time, and I assume you know kind of how things went in the league. 7th. We've had some tough times this year, unfortunately. Finishing 18 points back of 4th where we wanted to be, though we simulated the last 5 or so games. I believe it was 5. We didn't win too many because we were playing the team that, you know, we wanted to get some real experience with. So we beat Verona, drew with Milan, drew with Bologna, drew with Parma, lost to Inter. So a lot of points dropped in that little portion there, but 83 is not a number we were going to get to anyway. This is the team we were playing toward those last 5 games. Barrow, Atarin, Maldini, Cunha, Mandragora, Robertson, Tavares, Simakan, Popov, and Kasachi, as we tried to, you know, give them as much experience as possible. We can take a look at how the leagues went all over the world and whatnot. But as you can see, Juventus, we've talked about them before we got into this. They lost 1. We beat them last episode. They were only loss, and that's the only loss I've actually seen them have in any career mode ever. And since the update, where the big teams are a lot stronger now, since that update, I've yet to see Juventus lose except for that one game there, and it's during our entire Watford career, they didn't lose in the 4 or 5 seasons we were there at Watford. And this season, they lost once to us. So, I mean, 107 goals for, 25 against is difficult. Inter, Napoli, and Milan round out the top 4. Roma, Lazio into Europe, and we are sitting in 7th. I don't know if a Europa League spot gets given to the 7th place team if the Coppa Nazionale winner and runner-up are from, though Torino were runner-up, so that really doesn't affect us. So Torino, if it happened, would get it. I forgot that they walloped us 10-2. Another team we had trouble with, them. Brescia, we had trouble with. Brescia, don't want to see them anymore. But let's take a look at the other leagues and how everyone else did. Some of the bigger ones. Premier League, Liverpool champions, 5 points ahead of Manchester City and finished with 103, 1 loss on the year. City, United, and Tottenham round out the top 4. Chelsea, Arsenal, Leicester, 5, 6, and 7. There's a huge gap between 7th and 4th. That is a massive gap. 32 points is quite a bit. And even the gap between 5th and 6th at 12 points is quite a lot as well. There's some big gaps there outside the top 4. Bottom 3, Villa, Norwich, and Sheffield all relegated down to the Championship. In Ligue 1, Paris win the league by 14 points, as you would expect. 36 wins, 2 draws, 0 losses, 111 goals for, 10 against. All right, and then Monaco in 2nd, Lyon in 3rd, and then I believe Marseille, Lille will round out Europe. Stade Rennais afterward. So not too crazy there. What you would expect, though, those PSG numbers are pretty wild. And then I've gone ahead and messed up here, backed out of the wrong thing. We're going to check the Champions League and the Europa League last. Let's check Germany. And then we can go ahead and check Spain. Dortmund win the league. That doesn't happen very often in this first season. In this, 2 draws, 1 loss. It's 95 points, 4 points out of Bayern. Leverkusen and Leipzig round out the top 4. And then Mönchengladbach, Schalke, and Bremen after that. Nothing really crazy in Germany either. And then we can go down to Spain. And in Spain, Real Madrid winners on goal difference. I'm not sure if it comes down to goal difference. They both scored 112 goals. Both went 36-1-1. Real Madrid had goals against. If it's head-to-head, then Real Madrid beat them head-to-head, but that is incredible. Both with 1 loss, both with 1 draw. Imagine winning 36 out of 38 games and not winning your bloody title. That's absurd. Atletico Madrid and Valencia rounding out the top 4. Then Athletic, Bilbao, and then Betis, Sevilla, Villarreal are pretty low. But other than that, nothing too crazy. Now let's check out the Champions League and the Europa League. Champions League here. Real Madrid beat Liverpool 5-4 on penalties. Semi-final, Liverpool beat Atletico Madrid. We really should have beaten Liverpool. Real Madrid beating out Juventus. That's annoying. It bugs me because we should have beaten Liverpool. We really should have. And then in the Europa League, Wolves winners. They actually beat champions Dortmund, or German champions Dortmund, in the final 1-0. Wolves beat out Frankfurt as well. Dortmund beating out Leverkusen. 3 German teams in the final 4, but the English team running out winners. That is a pretty nice achievement for Wolves. Something I think they would have gone for in real life as well. But that is a proper good win set there. Now let's go and check out how everyone else is done in our team here. Galini playing all 55 games, grabbing himself 8 clean sheets. We need to work on that. We had trouble originally, but we were getting a little bit better toward the end of the year. Not too bad. He also grew 2 overall. He's only 25. We have another goalkeeper coming in, so we'll see how that goes around. Kasache coming in January, moving up to 74 overall from 73. 14 appearances and a clean sheet as well. A pretty decent acquisition and should grow into a proper good left back. Simicon, 39 appearances, 2 assists, 7 clean sheets, grown up to 78 overall from 72 when we bought him in the summer. Is starting to really round himself out into a good center back. Toloy, here when we started, 36 appearances, 3 clean sheets, 78 overall, didn't move. He is 29, so we may look to get the money we can for him at the moment. We'll see. Popov, up to 76 overall, 5 points forward from 71 when we bought him. He's starting to round off a little bit better. He needs to get a little bit quicker and maybe a little bit better on his regular defensive attributes, but he's starting to get there. Sutalo, 74 overall, 2 overall points. Moving in the forward. He's only 20, so it's a good player to have around. He's a pretty good center back. He actually plays pretty well. 11 appearances. We may look to get him more next year. Caldara is not on the list here because we did send him back early because one of our youth players was threatening to leave. He was here on loan, so we just terminated the loan to bring that player along before he kind of left for free. So that's why he's not on the list. Tavares, coming in January, making 24 starts, an assist, 7 clean sheets. He has got the makings of a really, really good player. Strong, he gets in the tackle. If we can get his stamina up and he can run up and bomb up and down the pitch, then he'll turn into a really, really good player. But at the moment, he's got the makings of an incredible player, up to 74 overall from when we bought him at 73, but still only 19 years of age. Plenty of room to grow. Kiana Hover, 18. We bought him in just as a project. He is 67 overall. Now he's got a lot to work on, but hopefully he can really turn that into something. Gossens, left mid, left back. He's only 25, up to 80 overall from 78, so he's growing. A player we should keep around, and he's very versatile, of course. Same with Hattaborough. If we bring in another left back, we can free Gossens up to play a little bit forward and give us a little bit more depth up there as well. So hopefully a future here. 31 appearances, 5 goals, 6 clean sheets. Shabora, he played pretty well. Probably doesn't really have too much of a future here. 21 already, 69 overall, but for his 5 appearances, grabbed an assist, didn't play awfully or anything like that, and we may move him on. Cunha, someone who's 17, 66 overall, 8 appearances, 2 goals, scored on his debut, if you remember. Looks like he's going to turn into a proper good player. He's got a couple things to work on, of course, being 66 overall and 17, but has the makings of a really good player. Castagne, 49 appearances, 5 goals, 10 assists. Started at left back, really, but moved forward later on in the year, can play on the left or the right, and, very versatile. Someone we should be keeping around, up to 78 overall from 76 when we started, and hopefully around for a little bit longer. Malinovsky, 33 appearances, 1 goal, 7 assists. He had probably have way more. He had that 2-month injury in the middle there, but a good player. 27, entering his prime, should be around for a while. Had 7 assists on the year, which is proper good. Temeze, someone I'm going to be upset to leave. Someone I wouldn't move on, I don't think. But he is on loan, and he's probably not worth the buyback. 26 already, 76 overall. Not too much more room to grow, but a pretty good player. 5 goals, 8 assists. Not too bad for a loanee. Mandragora, pretty much played in every game since we bought him in January. 35 appearances, 1 goal, 2 assists. Did we play 35 games in the second half of the year? I'm pretty positive Mandragora was... He was a January signing, right? If I remember properly. Either way, a goal and 2 assists. A lot of games off the bench, a lot of games starting, a bit of a mix, but looks like he is going to be a proper good player. Still only 22. If we can get him more dynamic in midfield physically, then he's going to turn into a really, really good midfielder. Robertson, 23 appearances, 2 goals, 3 assists. Can play in a variety of different spots. If we can get his stamina up as well, should be a long-term backup here at minimum. 78 overall, still 23, has a lot to go on. Has a lot of good things in his game, and hopefully should turn into a better player as well. So that's obviously good. Maldini, 64 overall, but plays a lot better than that. 3 goals and 6 assists in 8 games. He is a proper good player, and when he gets up to his potential, which isn't crazy high, it's around 80-ish, should still be a really good player for us. He plays a lot better than what he looks like on paper. Hopefully, you know, the youngster can turn into someone really, really good for us. Julian Draxler, someone we bought in January. 83 overall, 26, 16 appearances, 4 goals, 4 assists. Didn't light us up or anything like that, but can play along really anywhere along that 3 right behind the striker. He's almost suffered from how often we've had to rotate the team and things like that in the front portion. And of course, we want to grow Ataran, so we've moved him out left. His best position is probably down the middle, but not too bad. A really good signing for us and should have a huge part next year. Ataran, 18 years of age, 79 overall, plus 3 since we bought him, 44 appearances, 10 goals, 10 assists. If he had the stamina, would be a perfect player for us with that stamina. He is already so good all over the pitch. If he just had that stamina, which we're training at the moment, if he just had that stamina, he'd be starter from here till the end of the series, theoretically. We just got to get that stamina up, but he can play, you know, right wing as well, can play behind the striker. A really good player. Hatzabura, someone we need to keep around. 44 appearances, 5 goals, 10 assists, can play right mid or right back. Doesn't say he can play right back, but he does well at right back. A really good player, only 26 as well. 79 overall, should be around for a while. One of our younger players, he's moved 3 overall. We didn't play him, but he's might be pretty good. I don't particularly remember. I think we accidentally promoted him to the senior team. We may move him out on loan next year. We'll see. Silvera there. Ilicic, 33 appearances, 15 goals, 17 assists. Actually put in more goal contributions than I originally figured there. That's 1 a game pretty much. Not bad, is it? He's starting to decline, unfortunately. We can take a look at his attributes. Things are going to decline. It's going to happen, but I don't think we're going to send him anywhere. He's a proper good player. Well, not only 32, but he is 32. We'll see. Greco, someone we moved up because he was threatening to leave, but between 86 and 94 potential for a center forward. We'll keep an eye on him. Barrow, 29 appearances, 8 goals, 9 assists. Someone told me, as we were looking for a striker, someone told me he was a bit of a hidden gem, and he's had a really, really good year. 17 goal contributions in 29 games is not too bad. He played out on the right wing a lot because we're not super deep in that front 4 department. He had to play out of position sometimes, but still only 21, 75 overall, grew 5 this year. A good player. Zapata, 29 years of age, 83 overall, leaving in the summer, 17 goals, 9 assists in 28 appearances. He's got some good attributes and then some poor ones that kind of cost him in spots, but he can finish and he can make really good runs, which you don't see a lot from a lot of players in this game. But his touch is really, really heavy. His turn is really, really slow. And he doesn't have the speed to get away. And he's 29, and that'll only continue to get worse over the next 2 years or so. We sold him at Atletico Madrid for $30 million. It was accidental. We probably could have gotten between 37 and 44. But we're kind of going to have to live with it. But we'll see. He's been a good servant this year. We all wish him luck. Muriel, 41 appearances, 29 goals, 7 assists in 41 appearances. Is a very good He's a very good player. He is 29, unfortunately. We are looking probably in the summer for a striker, and he'll definitely be that all-around backup. He can play striker, but he can also play on the wing positions as well as sitting behind the striker if need be, so he's not going anywhere. Piccoli with 1 appearance. He grew quite a bit this year. As you can see, 70 overall, plus 6. We didn't train him, really, that much. For 1 or 2 weeks in there, and then we moved out and got to something else. We may put him out on loan, see him if he gets some more game time, but nice growth. Traore 17, 64 overall, grew 2. We'll see about him. And then Coley 20, 66 overall, probably someone we should move on. That leaves us in a weird spot. Our squad is full. I am not 100% sure if the squad is full based on players we have now or total players including loans. Let's take a look at the squad. If it's players we have now, I'm going to be sort of disappointed, but because this isn't a ton, it doesn't seem like it was squad limit, but I'm pretty positive it's squad limit based on what we have out on loan. So we're going to have a lot of decisions to make. It's going to be a pretty wild summer there. There's some goalkeepers here, a lot of players here that are coming back. We may move these 2 on. He may go out on loan. Karnaseshi for another year, see if he can grow a little bit more. These 2 may be moved on. Sportiello probably moved on. This lad right here has a really bright future, so we may keep him out on loan, and then when he comes back, he'll be the second option. That's probably how we're going to go. Galini might stay. The goalkeeper issue, we may move Galini on and keep along Carnesci for the year and then loan him out and bring him back next time. We'll see. This lad here, Rekka, 24, 68, we're probably going to move him on. And now it comes to a pretty odd portion here. 20 years old, 66, probably going to move him on. Batella Ibanez, 21, 65 overall. Another player we're probably going to move on. Varnier, not too bad here. We may loan him out one more time and see what happens. Excuse the dog barking. Mancini, someone I want to bring back. Can play in midfield if necessary, but a really good 24 Italian. We're going to bring him back. De Alessandro, 29, 69 overall, moving him on. Colpani, moving him on, 67, 21 years of age. 69 overall for Carraro, 22, moving on. Pacina, 23, can play midfield or center forward. We might take a look at him. Haas, 72 overall. But just hold on. We'll hold on for the dogs. Just 1 second. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. Now, Haas, someone probably going to move on. 24, 72 overall. Probably not going to grow too much. Valzania, moving on most likely. Metalio, 24. You can play all along the right-hand side. We may keep him around if we want to move Hoover out on loan. That may be an option. We'll see. Capone, 21, 69 overall. Maybe a loan, possibly a sale. Monticello, we're going to sell him on 69 overall, 26 years of age. Cornelius, we should get some money for him. 27 years old, 76 overall. Not too bad or anything, but probably not good enough for us. And then Vito, 23, 73 overall. Probably going to move him on. So there's only one player I'm super excited about bringing back, and that would be center back. The center back being Mancini, can directly replace Caldara. And going forward, I'm not sure where we want to improve. We may move Gossens onto the bench and go about it that way. We may... I don't know where we want to go. Striker, definitely. Right wing is somewhere I might go as well. Since we only need one winger, we've moved Gossens forward. Gossens is a good player and can play up here now. And if we got another left back, then we can really move Gossens up there. And we'll be deep along the front. So if we can go right wing, striker, left back, and then center back should be good. Popov, Simakan, Sutalo, Mancini, and if Taloy leaves, we may bring one more in. Maybe, just someone to grow. And then we'll have Muriel up front. Ilicic can play there, Barrow, and then the new striker. Center back should be good. We're getting a new goalkeeper. We're getting Kovalenko as well. Kovalenko can play along in the middle and Cam. So what do? We bring in proper good players at striker, right back, and left back. I think that's what we do. And then at right back, we have Tavares. Hattaboro can play there, and he'll be a backup. So, I mean, theoretically, Hattaboro could start if need be, though Tavares is a good player and can start as well. But if it wanted to go just mainly based on, say, overall, just for the sake of it, we'd have Hattaboro and then a right winger and then a striker and then a left back. I think that's what we do. I think that's what we do. I think that's where we're going to end up going. And that we'll just have to take a look. We may bring in some other young kids or something like that, depending. But I think that's where we're going to go. So for the transfer hub, we're going to have to look at some really good players. Depay, that would be something if we can move Draxler to the other side and bring Depay in, or bring Depay in just to play center forward. Coutinho. We'll see about some of these prices. Giovanni Reina is something I would like. There are some good players here, so we're going to have to look through a lot. We may bring in another midfielder as well, though Kovalenko's coming. Though Kovalenko, I feel, is more of the second behind Atarin. And then in midfield, we'll have Robertson, Malinowski, Mandragora. Temeze's leaving, so we probably do need another midfielder. Kovalenko's coming in, as we said, but maybe another one. Well, we'll have a look. Those are the 4 spots, I think. Midfield, left back, right wing, striker. I think that's where we go. I think that's what we do. And I think those are the places we go for. So let me know how you guys feel about that. But for now, that is going to be the end of this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more. And peace.